wanted to do was talk to you guys. We're going to talk about scheduling things in. Like, in order for things to happen, we're going to talk about scheduling them in your day, writing them down. So I'm going to wait a few minutes. Okay, people are on. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. You know, it's so hard with all of us being so busy. I don't know about you, but there's so many times where I plan on doing something in a day, or I plan on doing something in a week, and then before I know it, half my day is gone. And so one of the things that people are constantly talking to me about is they have trouble with, staying scheduled and really making sure that they're intentional about their day. And here's what I have found that really, really helps me. And if you do research and you study this, you're going to find that this helps many, many people, is actually scheduling out what I want to do within a day, right? And then prioritizing what's the most important part of your day that you want to do. So for example, what I find, it's kind of like, in the morning when you wake up, there's certain things that you always do, right? You get up in the morning, you've got to, if you have kids, you've got to maybe make their lunch. If you're a mom and you have a family, that you need to probably make dinner for your family. That you need to, hi Mike, that you need to actually go shopping for I invited someone to watch this too. Ah, you guys are so cute. Oh, did you talk about the same thing today? That's awesome. That's so cool. And so maybe it's just that, there's certain things that you just have to do every day. You've got to pick up your kids, right, from school if they go to school. That's in your schedule. If you have an appointment to meet with a client, that's in your schedule. You make sure that you do it. If it's in your schedule, in most cases, you will do it, no matter what it is. So for example, I was watching a webinar yesterday with somebody who really teaches clean eating, and she teaches exercise and that kind of thing. And she was talking about just how important it was to make sure that it gets scheduled in her calendar every single day, when she's going to work out, when she's going to take care of herself. Her meal prepping is in her calendar. Her snacks are in her calendar. And after you start doing things and they're in your calendar, they're scheduled out, over time, what happens is you actually start to do them, right? It's just like anything else. It's just like picking your kids up for school. It's just like going to that appointment that you have. It's just like making dinner for your family. All the things that you have to do, because they're, if you didn't pick your kids up from school, your kids would be still at school, right? So hi, Lynn, how are you? I know, clean eating. We were going to have somebody talking about that today, and so I'm bummed that she's on there. We'll get her on there in the future. So write it in your schedule, right? So many people say, Krista, how should my day look like to be successful as far as real estate? What should my day be like? And what I tell people is that your morning really, really matters, right? Your morning matters. So the first thing in your morning when you wake up, maybe you need to wake up a half an hour early, or maybe you need to wake up an hour earlier, or maybe you need to stay up at night, maybe an hour later at night. But when you have that extra hour, be intentional about it. Write down the most important things that you need to do. If you're lacking on lead generation, make sure that you have time in there for lead generation. If you're lacking personal time for yourself, make sure that you make an appointment with yourself to take care of yourself. If you're spending so much time on work and not focusing on your family, make sure that you actually add time in there for your family. They can be an appointment too, and don't feel bad about that. But sorry guys. One of the things that absolutely, in my opinion, is a must is you'll notice that as you start to write things down, it becomes more of a habit, just exactly like picking up your kids is a habit. And do me a favor, if you guys have any questions, ask questions, type them in. I can actually put them up on the screen. Don't be afraid. We had a great broadcast last week with somebody, she was a marriage coach and also a personal development coach. And the questions people were asking were just amazing. I was so impressed about how vulnerable people were and how they really just put it out there because they had this great wealth of information from somebody. And it was neat that they were asking her, questions to really help them. So, and again, I'm no expert, guys. I'm just here trying to, give my little bit of advice, and we all have it, right? There's certain things that we all kind of specialize in or that we're good at. Mine is that I don't mind putting myself out there a little bit. So, for what it's worth to you, Anyway, so what I have found is that if you write things down in your schedule and you actually say, boom, 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 that you'll actually do them. And as you do that over time, they become more of a habit. So if you really have something that you're trying to work on, write it down and then check things off and cross things off as you go. If there's certain things that are super important for that day, make sure that those things are maybe written bigger, or you put a nice big circle by that and you tell yourself, hey, this is number 1 priority, number 2 priority, number 3 priority, and make sure that you just do it. It's a habit, right? Everything in life that we do is based upon creating habits. And leaders and people that are very, very influential, most of the time they have really positive, powerful habits. And they're not always born with these habits, right? They actually have to learn to get better at these habits and do them over time. And the more and more that you do things over time and that you're consistent about things and you make it a part of your everyday day, the more they become almost like a part of life. Just like making dinner for your family is, just like picking your children up for school, just those kind of things, right? It becomes something that is ingrained into you. And in most cases, in order to be great at something or to incorporate a new behavior, you have to make it into something that actually becomes a habit, and that it just happens over time and becomes just a part of your every single day life. So I hope that makes sense. Lynn says, yes, scheduling is so important. Can't wait to hear more about the cleaning. So we've got a gal that was Samantha Bradshaw. Actually, she's with Arbonne, and we were talking over the weekend, and she was just saying how she's completely transformed her life, and she had a lot of medical issues, and just by clean eating, she lost a significant amount of weight, has been able to keep it off for a significant amount of time, and she's gotten rid of tons of health issues. So we're going to make sure that she actually gets on here and she learns how to use the Be Live TV so she can be on here. We're also going to be having on Thursday, oh my gosh, Thursday's a great one. I'm actually going to write it on here. We have a Tony Robbins success coach coming onto the show. So Tony Robbins success coach is coming on Thursday. So that will be from 9:15 to 10 a.m. And then actually on Friday at 4 p.m., I'm going to invite everyone, anyone who's watching, you're more than welcome to come to a live presentation that he's going to be doing, not Tony Robbins, but one of his main people. It's really crazy. For the whole country, they only have like 7 teams of people that travel the country and kind of book Tony's events. And part of it comes with a free workshop and tons of value, tons of information. And so I'm going to actually have him be on the show on Thursday, and then on Friday we're having him come to the house. So kind of, if you want to come to that, you're more than welcome. Everyone, in my opinion, we always need positive reinforcement and the such. But let's go ahead and get back onto what we're kind of chatting about, and it is about scheduling and about time management. Another really great technique is to actually turn everything off. There are certain things called like power hours, or I was listening to the book this morning, The School of Greatness. They were actually talking about habits, and they also were talking about different people that he interviews that are just great at what they do. They're leaders. And one of the ideas that one of the people had, which is in my opinion amazing, was that he actually turns off everything. So if he has something that he wants to do that's really, really important. Samantha got on. Here's Samantha. So if he has something that he really, really wants to do that's super, super important, he will turn off all social media, turn off his phone, turn off notifications, and just work on that one thing. And his family and everyone knows, like, look, this is my power hour. This is where the greatness happens. It's time to make sure that right now, you're not bothering me. Don't call me. Don't knock on my door. This is my time to really get something done. And when he does that, he gets so much more done. He's so much more productive. And the ideas and thoughts that come to his brain are actually so much more significant and add so much more value to his followers than when he's constantly being distracted. In the Teens Lifting Lives program, this is a great example of it. The teens are all saying, and these are teenagers, guys, they love their phones, they love being on social media, them not having Twitter and all that, and Snapchat is almost like, it's that they don't like it at all. They are all saying that they cannot believe how much more they're getting done. They're saying things like it's taking them half as much time to complete their homework, or they're getting done, assignments 2 or 3 days earlier just by turning their phone off for 1 hour a day. So for 1 hour a day, they have no social media, their phone has to be turned off. And by doing that, these kids are seeing significant, increases in productivity. So if the kids are seeing it, then we can see it too. So if you're having trouble scheduling your time, turn off your cell phone. Like an hour a day, maybe in the morning when you first get up, is when you get up, you write your day out, you actually schedule in time for things that are important. For example, if you know that you need to do more marketing, or you know that you need lead generation. I don't care what business you're in, whether you're selling muffins at the store, or or you're a haircutting person, you're trying to get clients. You need clients, right? We need leads. So there's got to be lead generation time that you need to actually schedule and segment into your day. And it needs to become a part of your life and a habit, something that you do all the time. Hi, is it Jeff? Hi, Jeff. How are you? So what I would say is that start doing that. And what happens is after time, you feel so good because you see the fact that you've got these check marks going in. You see that you're accomplishing more. You have your big goals down at the bottom. Like, what are your big things you want to accomplish during the week? And then what are your micro goals, right? And I think a lot of times what happens is that because we are so bombarded with stuff, because, we're constantly, there's so much noise out there, from social media to our phones. I mean, I feel like these phones, they have made us just be so much more, hi Jeff, so much more accessible, that what happens is that we're getting less done, right? And if we don't respond to somebody right away, then they're upset that we didn't respond right away. But many times we have appointments and we have meetings and we have family, and we have to create boundaries for people. So with that being said, I think a lot of times we don't even realize what we're not getting done, right? Because we're distracted so much. And then we also don't give ourselves the wins and give ourselves the pat on the back for what we are getting done. So if you actually write down in one day, what's the one thing that if you got done that you would feel good at? What's the one big thing, right? Something that might take an hour or maybe 2 hours or maybe even only a half an hour. What's that one big thing? And then what are a couple of other little things that you hope to accomplish, but if you don't, you won't quite be. Hi, Chandra, how are you? Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. But if you didn't, yes, this is Samantha says, can't wait to share with everyone. We can't wait for you too, Samantha. So it's funny that you're on now. We were trying to do it for 15 minutes this morning. But I take full accountability. It's my fault for that, Samantha, because I was a little bit late. And I assumed last night that when you sent that text that you had already got on. So my apologies for that. But I take full accountability. So again, if you want to get something done, if you want to start doing, B wants to be debt free, and we all want to be debt free. Yeah. If you want to get more done in a day, put it in your calendar. Schedule it out, just like every single other thing that you do, right? You put it in your calendar. And as you start to, you make sure that you make that appointment with yourself. And so what happens many times is people, they have to continue to restart on things. Like, let's just say you're trying to lose weight, right? And you have this goal to get somewhere, but then, after 2 days you stop and then you have to restart again. Or let's just say that your goal is to start, contacting leads a half an hour a day, but you do it for 3 days and then all of a sudden you stop. So then you have to restart again because you realize in 2 weeks that you're still in the exact same place that you were 2 weeks ago. How do we make that change? You put it in your calendar. And just as important as picking up your kids from school, because if you left them at school, there'd be issues. It's the exact same thing as doing that activity that you're trying to start doing and create a habit around. That makes sense. So no more restarting. Let's put it in our calendar. Let's check it off. Let's figure out in one day, what are the things, so Jeff says, the one thing that is most important, once that's done, then the rest can follow. That's so true. Like, what's the big thing that you want to accomplish, right? And then what actions do you need to take to get that big thing? So for example, I'll give you a good example. I was doing a home buyer and seller seminar. So I did a PowerPoint, right? Over on Thursday and Friday. So my big goal was to make sure that I got that PowerPoint done. So what I did was I said for the day, I want to get the PowerPoint done. That's the main thing. And then what I did was I sectioned it off. Like, okay, I want to have, the credit repair done part, by 12 o'clock. And then I want to make sure that I have the down payment assistance program done by this point. And then I want to make sure that I've got this process done by a different point. When you do things like that, it actually helps you kind of stay focused, realize what's important, and make sure that you're staying on track. So if you want to start doing something, you want a new habit in your life, calendar it out, schedule an appointment with yourself. Stop having to restart everything because you're not taking it, as serious because it's not your calendar. So I know it seems like such a easy thing to do, or it seems like something that, well, I have this thing I want to do, but I don't know if you're like me, so many other things come up. I mean, my phone rings 100 times a day. I get a ton of text messages. My staff is calling me. My daughters are calling me, which I love. My husband, there's just so many times where I'm doing like this. And if I don't have things written down, many times they don't happen, right? Or many times, I'll even think I did them because I'd attempted to and realized later on that I never even got to something. I don't know if that ever happens to you guys, but it happens to me. So by writing things down and scheduling, it'll help make your life a lot better. Hi, Chandra. So I hope this really helped you. On Thursday, I have Tony Robbins coach that is going to be, just giving us 45 minutes of absolutely, helping us with mindset and just pumping us all up. So I am so excited about Thursday. In fact, I'm going to put it on here. So Tony Robbins coach on Thursday, 9:15 Pacific. Okay, so he will be coming on there, Tony Robbins coach, on Thursday at 9:15 Pacific. I'm so excited to have him. And then on Friday at 4 o'clock, he's actually going to be coming to my home. You're more than welcome to actually come and come to that as well. I would love to have you on Friday at 4 p.m. at my home. If you want to hear about that, text message me or email me on Messenger, and I'll give you guys the details to my home so you can show up for that. That's a great thing to have too. So yeah, Jeff says small goals daily, easy goals every day. I like that. By the time the end of the week has arrived, you've accomplished more than you could have thought. That's so true. So important about setting goals or just and scheduling it out in your day, right? And making sure that you make that appointment with yourself. And there's times where I'll have an appointment with my kids and I'll tell, I'm sorry, I was on an appointment. It was because I'm scheduling in the time with my husband or scheduling in the time with my children because we all get so busy and life gets so chaotic. Also, guys, on a totally different note out there, there's some crazy things that kind of happened at Heritage with just some threats and stuff. And we really need to work on keeping our kids as safe as possible and making sure that we're communicating with our kids in a manner that they're not afraid to tell us things or they're not afraid to speak out when they're being bullied or things are going on. So, it's amazing to me just how much these kids are still bullying and how much that they're just being unkind. And so it really starts with us teaching our children how to act. It starts with us teaching our children how to be kind. It starts with us teaching our children what it means, just to give somebody a smile, or what it means to, just kind of go out of your way for somebody, and also reminding your kids that if they are being bullied, that it's not their fault. But unfortunately, kids are, and this is such a tangent, but it's been really eating at my heart lately, especially from what happened yesterday. We all got this notice basically saying that there was some threats made about killings in the school at Heritage. And hi, Daryl. And that it was taken care of and everything was fine, but it was really, really scary as a parent. I actually can't bring my daughter home today because she has been bullied in the past, and it just really made me nervous. And it might not have been the right thing to do to keep her home, but quite frankly, for me, I felt better about it. But again, I just have to say is that we need to lead by example, right? And we need to show our everyone around us that surrounds us, especially our kids, what it means to be a good person, what it means to have integrity, what it means to be loving, what it means to make somebody feel special. And just the smallest random act of kindness can go the longest way with somebody. I mean, talk about this with your kids and remind them that, it's not their fault if they're being bullied. It really isn't. But unfortunately, when you're, a teenager and you're going through hormones and all that, you feel like it is, and you feel like something's wrong with you. And so if you do know of anyone that's being bullied, or if you know someone who's a bully, please, talk to them and see what it is that we can do to help them, because it's a hard world out there. Hi, June. How are you? Thanks for watching. It's a hard world out there. And we need to constantly be reminding our kids of what good behavior is and how they should be acting and what it is to do the right thing. And again, they see it from us. So many times when I see kids that are being bullied, I think, or bullies, I think, what's happening in their family? Like, what are they seeing? You know? So let's all be safe out there. Let's keep our kids safe. Let's keep our kids being kind. Obviously, yes, Samantha, Bradshaw, that kids need to know their worth. Let's be reminders to ourselves and to others and to our children how we should be acting. So again, I want to let you know we are going to have Samantha on there on the future. She's going to talk about clean eating and how it's absolutely changed her life. This Thursday we have a Tony Robbins coach that's going to be coming on the show and speaking directly to you about things that you can do to improve your life, your personal life, your inner self, and your business. And so I'm so excited to have him on the show. And what made me think about getting him on was the marriage coach that everyone just loves. So I feel like as a community, you know, anything that we can do to constantly help ourselves and constantly, thanks, Samantha, constantly better ourselves and the people around us, the better that our life will be and everyone else's. So I wanted to thank you guys. Sorry, itching my head here. I wanted to thank you guys for watching, and I will hopefully see you Thursday at 9:15. Do me a favor, be feel free to comment and like and share and do whatever you need to do. If you ever have any questions for me or anything you might need, I'm here to answer, and I'm here to actually help and make it a great, great day. Pay it forward. Do something kind for somebody. As you guys all know, the more that we give, the more we receive, and the kinder you are to people, the more you're going to get back in your life. And obviously, as I always say, that's not why we're kind, but when we are kind, more good things just come our way. So think about today, what can you do to make somebody else's life better? Even somebody that you don't know, like what can you do? Maybe it's a smile. Maybe it's a nice little note just telling them something positive about themselves. Maybe it's spending time with somebody, maybe an elderly person. There's so many things that we can do as a community to kind of make those of us around us better. So have a great home selling and buying and just day in general, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey there, I have a brand new podcast called Fired Up with Krista Mashore, where I bring my high energy right to your ears. This podcast is available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So do me a favor, go subscribe and leave a review. All this information is free, and I cannot wait to teach you everything I know. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.